Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Apex Season 3 Promotion Tournament Super Week. I am Max Atlas Anderson, joined by the wonderful Seth Achilleos King for the first time, my friend.
I know, we've never cast before together,
beautiful.
so it's going to be a nice change of pace. And first time casting Overwatch for you as well.
I know,
so
I'm terrified and incredibly excited at the same time, Achilleos.
well, diving into the depths of one of the hardest games to cast in the world at the moment.
Yeah.
So it should be a good day. We're going to start things off actually with our first rematch that we're going to have here in the Super Week, and possibly our only one. It's going to be Flash Lux going up against Mighty AOD. These guys squared off on the first day. It was a 3-1 victory from Mighty. Flash Lux only picking up that win on King of the Hill.
Yeah, and actually both of them 5-game series as well, so with almost reverse sweeps happening in both ways. Flash Lux actually coming out ahead, and AOD unfortunately falling in that final map. So we'll see who's going to be able to topple it this time. However, Flash Lux only taking that one map makes things a little bit tough for them if you have a look at the scoreboard based on these two teams' performances.
Yeah, these guys squared off against Nepal in the first time that they faced. That was a Flash Lux victory there. It was still a 2-1, so AOD was able to take a round off of them, but then just getting completely swept out beneath their feet there as AOD just took to the map and just ripped them apart. But we did have our first couple teams qualify into Apex Season 3 just yesterday. X6 making their way in. Conbox Spirit re-qualifying, so we have those guys locked down. It's time to find out 2 more today, and then tomorrow will be the final day where we figure out who the last remaining teams are, and we'll have our full 6 all compiled, and then we'll basically know who everybody, which teams are going to be in Season 3, except for those mysterious foreign ones that we still haven't figured out quite yet. So not sure who that's going to be. That'll be a nice big surprise for us all when that is announced. But here today, a lot on the line for both of these squads. AOD getting this win, finally securing their spot would be huge for them. They tried in the first promotion tournament back in December, failed unfortunately, but look considerably stronger coming back into this one. I mean, nearly beating X6.
Yeah, which is a huge one, because X6 was a massive favorite coming into this tournament. So it'd be exciting to see what AOD can do now up against Flash Lux once again, feeling like they're probably relatively confident at the moment. Yeah,
for sure. So just to go ahead and get a recap, you can see here the bracket for Group A on your screen. AOD winning that first match against Flash Lux, then falling to X6, went the full 5 games. Unfortunately, they could not squeeze it out, and Flash Lux falling down, beating a Freaka Red just yesterday there. Also full 5 games, now coming back in to fight AOD to advance into Apex Season 3. It's still not over for either of these teams. If they lose here, they do fall into the losers bracket, the lower bracket that we will have a couple games of today, and then we'll clean that up tomorrow, which will give us our final teams.
Yeah, and of course, no one getting eliminated from these first couple of sets that are coming up, but the end of the day at about 7 p.m. here, Korean Standard Time, we are going to see our first eliminations, unfortunately, so some teams going home. But of course, in this interesting sort of double elimination bracket, it is a little bit confusing, so just to let you know, it is 2 groups of double elimination round robins. It's just general stuff, double elimination, just like you normally would see, but if you lose and fall out of that double elimination, you then go into the next group, which is the sort of losers group, which is where everyone's going to be toppling out.
And you don't want to be in the losers group.
You certainly do not.
That's
Being
where
a
the
loser
losers
is
go.
always bad. And it's sort of the vernacular that we use here on the OGN broadcast.
Unfortunately, that's just the way it is.
Myself, but that most certainly is. Of course, coming up in our second set is going to be, of course, Rhino Gaming Wings taking on MVP Space. We'll see who's going to be able to make their way through for the next qualification into Apex Season 3. But Conbox Spirit, congratulations, they've already made it. And unfortunately, MVP Infinity falling out entirely.
Yeah, they have fallen down from grace, you'd have to say, after qualifying over their sister team Space, who is still in the running last time in the promotion tournament.
Well, still in the running, up in this sort of upper bracket of the...
Yes.
It's very confusing.
Yeah, it's all over the place. But Space, they still have an opportunity right here. If they can take down Rhino's Gaming Wings, they would go ahead and re-qualify for the first time since Season 1 of Apex to be back in the main tournament. It doesn't seem that likely. We saw them perform twice so far. Really rough game to start things off, getting 0-3'd by Conbox, who, to be fair, looked quite strong, but then going up against their sister team in Infinity, 3-0ing them and knocking them into that lower half. So it's been a really weird ride for the MVP teams. That's going to be later. For now, though, we do have Mighty AOD and Flash Lux already set to go in the booth. We didn't even have these guys cheer on screen. They were ready to go.
So keen to get into our very first match. And Mighty AOD, of course, probably very keen to just take them down one more time. We'll see whether it is going to be Flash Lux able to get some revenge Not sure whether it is going to be the case here, though, because Mighty AOD, even yesterday, looked pretty good up against X6.
Yeah, they really did. I mean, giving X6 a run for their money was the most surprising thing. We knew that Mighty AOD was looking pretty good.
Yeah.
Throughout, coming in third place finish. Again, barely qualifying because of the Luxury Watch red situation that did occur. They were only a point ahead of them. So there could have been certainly a different top four had Luxury Watch submitted their roster on time. But AOD, they do make their way into this tournament, and they've been putting up one hell of a fight thus far. Coming into this set, we're going to have to get a look at the map pool, see what's going to be played, because it should be different from day one. When they faced off against Flashlux the first time around, the King of the Hill map was Nepal. As I mentioned, Flashlux was able to pick up a win there, so it seems like the King of the Hill maps is their strength, but they need better performances on the rest of it. Hollywood, or rather Kings Row, Hanamura, and Dorado losing all of those to Mighty AOD last time around.
Yeah, and it's actually really interesting if we have a look at their last sets. In fact, losing and winning exactly the same maps as far as how things are working out. So, of course, I believe it was Payload and the 2-point capture was actually won by Mighty AOD, but they were the only two, whereas Flashlux actually only lost those two heading up against a Freak of Freak. So we'll see whether that actually plays a part, but I have a feeling Mighty AOD should have enough in order to take these guys down, especially if everyone's as exciting as DM was when we saw him on the screen just before.
They're definitely going to come into this one heavy favorites. Flashlux are certainly playing the role of the underdog. If they could come up with a win, this would really, for lack of a better phrase, shut up a lot of people that have been, kind of naysaying this squad, saying, they don't deserve to be in Apex. If they could get a win against Angels of Death, given how they've been performing, I think that would be very good for them, a very good boost of confidence to get ready to go into Season 3 later on. But starting things off here, so we see that Nepal is not going to be the map. This is what they won. That's what they won against the Afrika Freaks and against Mighty AOD. So now it's going to be Lijiang Tower. We'll see how they're going to fare as they come onto this one.
So Lijiang Tower a bunch of times yesterday as well. Seems to be flavor of the last couple of days at least. See who's going to be able to come out on top. Mighty AOD, we're almost getting a little bit bored on the side of Karev, so
I think he's just ready to get
in the office. Exactly right.
He's like, you know what? It's day 3. I like the pageantry and everything, but let me play the game. I'm ready to go.
Well, I mean, these have been long days as well, Achilles. It's not a super week for nothing. These players have most certainly been put through the ringer, but AOD wanting to make it one last set to get their way through. Flashlux also looking at that after their sort of lower bracket in Group A victory yesterday against the Freak of Freaks Red.
Yeah, and it seems highly likely that they'll be able to do so, but Lijiang Tower going to be a new one for both of these guys. Neither have played it so far in this promotion tournament, so we'll see how they're going to fare for their first time out.
Yeah, let's get into the very first game, ladies and gentlemen.
Got it so good.
Feels good to finally get it, Achilles.
That's true. It's your first time getting it as well.
I know. I was a getting it virgin. And my cherry has been get it popped.
Oh dear. All right. Well, here we go. It's going to be
That's enough. We don't need to talk about this.
It's going to be an interesting day for sure, as you can already tell, viewers watching at home. But all right. So going to go ahead, kick things off with Control Center on Lijiang. We'll see what these guys want to do, because both of them do favor the 2-2-2 style composition. Actually, both stray very far away from the triple DPS. So, seems like that might just be the case that we see coming out here.
Yeah, AOD, of course, favoring it much more than 75% actually is 2-2-2 for these guys, whereas Flashluck's happy to do triple DPS sometimes, mixing it up a little bit more, but
it's going to be the triple tank actually coming in for Flashlux here. The Diva, Zarya, and Reinhardt coming through so far. They'll poking in from the backside. It's going to take a little bit of damage, but he's got that health pack, popping back up. Just trying to chip away at Thorncut, break through that shield, and try to take down this Zarya.
Yeah,
deny as much charge as he possibly can.
Difficult. He's going to get himself out of there now. As Thorncut going so low, he's going to be taken down. It's actually 3 kills already for Mighty AOD. This DM right on the point, doing the best that he can. Nicely played. Good start here from Mighty AOD.
Yeah, really good stuff here. Now they're just going to go ahead and push Fleto right back, kill him at the end to get that staggered respawn coming through.
Trying to hold on for as long as possible.
He was able to get a pretty good charge there on the Graviton Surge, 64% compared to the 46 of Thorncut, but AOD holding the control over the point to start things off. It's going to be much more valuable for them, 20% about to come through on the clock.
Yeah.
So that pulse bomb does come up for Vale, see if he can find a nice spot to place it. Going to try to hunt down some of the healers here of AOD. You hear that nano boost coming through. Team topping out the pulse bomb, but not going to find anything, and Reef won't get anything either with that Deadeye. So a couple ultimates coming out from AOD. And they're not going to find much for it off the backside of those, but
doesn't even seem to matter. They're just going to wipe through them regardless of ultimates.
They don't need the ultimates are just a scare flash to intimidate them, and then they kill them with all of their other means.
You just announce that it's high noon, and then everybody else kills everyone, I think is how it works, Kilios.
Yeah, Feint coming up with that triple kill there. 2 from the Flame Strike.
I believe it was a big old nano hammer as well that really got that one done, so nicely done. We'll see what the Mighty AOD can hold this one out there, only 56%. Still opportunities here. Good sleep onto Modern.
Yeah, stopping that. Nano Reinhardt, the charge comes through, actually going to push him away, and that's going to be the Graviton Surge thrown down, but the sound barrier comes out from Flashlight to try to answer this, but they're still losing members. Fate coming up with yet another kill onto Fleta as Thorncut just zones them back with the beam. They'll pop the mech suit here and try to take down Wiso and get him in the end. And Thorncut, full energy on this Zarya. He will get knocked down and taken out, but still just outputting so much. Already back to 44% for that Graviton Surge.
Yeah, just ridiculous. And that was a solo Earthshatter there as well, so we'll see whether that's going to come back to bite them. Big ultimate, only used on one, but it is going to be Flashlights finally getting on this point. We'll see whether they can actually cap it, though. In comes Fate. Big Earthshatter as the Deadeye comes out, but doesn't actually net them any kills. Trying to dance around. Eunice is going to survive with his life, but it's a double kill with the explosion.
Yeah, the self-destruct being huge there for Wiso, trying to answer back, but Flashlight is still suffering heavy losses, and AOD has control of the point, and it's into overtime. Right now, all on Vale, dashing around, trying to get back in, but he just can't blink fast enough, was around the corner, having to pick up that health pack, and that's the first round already over to AOD.
Yeah, AOD coming out with a statement first round. See whether they're going to be able to continue it, but my god, not even necessarily needing to use their ultimates all that often. And I feel like some of the combinations actually came out with, I guess the thinking behind it was better for Flashlocks, but AOD, no worries at all, barely needed half of them. And it was just that nanocharge Reinhardt really smacking them in the face halfway through that point that really solidified that, because pushed them all the way back. Gotcha just killed them as they were coming out of spawn.
Yeah, I mean, they basically brute forced their way into that victory, at least to start things off and maintain control over the point. You know, just expending ultimates, not finding any kills with them, but then still winning these fights. So AOD definitely putting on a bit of a show here as far as their skill goes. But now coming back out, going to move over onto Gardens. You can see the double pharmacy comp is coming through from both of these teams. Karif coming in on the Pharah himself, but it gets taken down by Fleta. This was one of his better picks when we saw these guys square off. So already finding that first blood, helping to take down LiftQ as well, helping out quite a bit, and it's going to be a nice start for Flashlux once that point becomes available.
Yeah, Mighty AOD actually running out of supports here entirely as Flashlux take full control. The back off has to come in. Mighty AOD regroup, get themselves back for another push. Good first cap here for Flashlux. Vale still poking around. We'll see whether he can get anything done, but Fleta sort of harass pretty effectively here from the side, just charging up towards that rocket barrage.
We'll see how the Angels of Death are going to approach this retake as they try to get it. Fleta still firing off here. The barrage almost coming through, 95%, looking for those body hits. Trying to take them down. That's going to be the Winston going into the Primal Rage, trying to zone back onto Kisu. Pulse bomb coming through from Dame, not going to find a kill.
He's going to knock down the mech though, so Suit's gone. Vale actually with the double as he takes out that Diva as well. Fleta takes down LiftQ though, and that is going to be a lot missing here. Fleta with the double actually as Karab knocked out of the sky. Beautiful stuff. It's like a highlight reel for this Pharah player.
Yeah, Fleta, this is basically his best hero. We've seen this time and time again throughout the tournament, throughout Flashluck's career in Apex, and this is just major comfort from him, just completely dismantling the enemy pharmacy comp single-handedly. So nicely done by him. They'll hold strong, 55%.
They're actually going to mix it up completely here as Karab hops onto the McCree.
But they need something that can take the Pharah out of the sky. He wasn't feeling it with the 1v1, not landing those body shots in midair. So want something a little bit more reliable.
Well, Primal Rage actually going to come through here as DM Gonna get smacked around, but there are a lot onto this one. Monkey is, oh my god, rocket barrage straight through the front door, and that is gonna be 5 down already. That's a team wipe, and that is ridiculous from Flashlocks.
And that might just spill right over into this full cap here for Flashlocks. 80% now. It's do or die time for AOD, and they have no ultimates available to them, and the ones that are close are still a bit far away. Karif with that Deadeye still at 82%. I don't know if he's going to be able to accrue this fast enough for AOD to actually contest the point. They're going to try to push in. They have the speed boost coming through from Lucio. Hook in onto the Diva, but that's not what you want.
No,
and Dave, he jumps off the map, killing himself, and that is going to be so bad. Poor Angels of Death might have just ended their run on Gardens.
Yeah, Kisu even used the ultimate just for one there as well. Realized he didn't really need to do much as overtime has popped off. We've got the sound barrier down. Flashlock's looking to just control this point and take down round number 2. And the statement has most certainly been answered. If they can actually do this, just got to get this pesky Diva off the point.
Well, they've gotten a couple kills here, and actually, AOD, they're pushing in. They've picked off the Kisu and Fleta, the crucial members of Flashlocks going down there on the point. They actually might get the retake, and they will, so they take this in the overtime. But now they have to full hold this all the way to 100%.
Well, now having control of the point may have changed things up, but remember that composition is different. None of that big poke coming down from the Pharah. LiveQ does at least have himself that nano boost if he needs to. We'll see who he's going to be able to use that one on. His Karov only on 31%.
It's almost another barrage here for Fleta. Nano boost comes through in onto Feint. He's looking for a target, charges in, helps find Veil as they take him out. Already 2 kills going over to Angels of Death.
Both of the sports actually picking up kills too. Like it, as Fate's just going to get smacked out of the sky by... Sorry, Fleta's going to get smacked out of the sky by Fate. TM now just playing that poke game.
And this is really good for the Angels. They have 2 more ultimates coming up with the Earth's Shatter, with that sound barrier that Sleep has just gotten. So this is going to be 4 ultimates available to them. And Karif with this Soldier, they just keep poking up Fleta. That's going to be Earth Shatter coming down, locks him up on the bridge. Pulse Bomb coming through, won't find a kill. The res does come out from Kisu, trying to keep Flashlocks in the fight. Barrage from Fleta comes out. Nice dash away by Dame. Takes him around the corner away from that self-destruct, but now AOD fighting on the back foot as Thorncut gets knocked out of the mech and taken down to Baby Diva for him. He's staying up for a considerably long amount of time, but goes down in the end, and Flashlocks are looking for the retake.
Yeah, they're just going to stumble through and grab themselves this point. Mighty AOD, we'll see whether they can actually get back in time. They still have a few alive as Sleep is just dancing around in this point.
Yeah, Damon Sleep did a really good job to delay this one, but the sound barrier comes through from Flashlocks. They're able to take out the Lucio, and the recap is coming through. Angels of Death are going to have to pile and stop this overtime from ticking down.
Though, has found his way onto the point as Fleta's looking to try and get anybody else who wants to join him. Not going to quite happen as Modern's going to take down Fate. Now Thorncut taken down and will be evacuated to the death chamber.
But now Dame, he's coming back in, uses the recall already, goes low and will get taken out, and that should just be it here as it hits the end. Flashlock's going to tie things up 1-1.
Yeah, and I feel a little bit better for almost calling that over a little bit early, Achilleos, but thankfully Flashlocks don't make me look too stupid. They are able to retake, but it was looking dangerous there for a moment. AOD, we felt like they were all the way out of it, but no, able to grab themselves that point one more time, only up to about 67% though.
It was definitely a good bounce back. AOD, showing resolve, not just going to give up on that one easily. Yeah. So they do, cap at 99%, bring it up to about 80% before they, just get wiped and handed back over to Flashlocks for that victory. But now it comes down to this. They have to win on Night Market, either of these teams, if they want to take away that first map and have a nice start in this best of 5.
Yeah, it could be a difficult one here for Flashlocks as well, given the fact that Mighty AOD's initial pressure is so powerful. But, of course, we're able to do it last time around. We'll see whether it is going to work out for them once again.
You can see this is still going to be the pharmacy comp here from Flashlocks. Fleta coming in with a Pharah, going to try to rain down from above as best he can.
Good on it, even if it doesn't necessarily work out based on what they're trying to do, but does have that concussive grenade, can knock them off the edge. If he gets lucky, as that's the first boot from Eunice. Nicely done. DN's going to answer, though, with a kill under Veil. So not going to have that poke coming out of the Tracer. Fleta's going to fall, actually knocked out.
Yeah, Thorncut sacrifices his suit just to run up into the face of Fleta, and that completely pops him. Kisu goes down 70% on that ultimate. Had he had a res, would have certainly turned around this first cap, but Angels of Death will go ahead and snatch this one up for themselves. Ultimate charges going to be a pretty even across the board for these guys, except for Fate, who did die early. That boop coming in from Eunice really denying building up any ultimate charge for that Earth Shatter. So Fate is going to be considerably further behind. And the Earth Shatter, on this point especially, could be so crucial to gain control.
Yeah, so devastating. Splatter is going to be able to knock out Thorncut. No suit, no health. Nicely done. Spate's actually going to be able to grab Vale one more time. It's not exactly been Vale's map so far. He's found himself dead quite a few times, unfortunately, as Fleto just floating away around the side here.
Yeah, and that's really the difference that we're seeing here, because you think to just yesterday, Vale was really the big carry here for Flashlights, but Fleta is completely taking charge with this Pharah in his hands. And you'd have to expect that Flashlucks are going to try to draft maps that they can operate this pharmacy comp around. Attack Visor comes through. Kareem already taking out Kisu. He's trying to find Fleta, but the Diva Chase coming through as well as Vale does take down this soldier. So a 1-for-1 exchange. And now down on ultimate is Mighty AOD, but Fleta, he's back in and he's just popping off rocket after rocket, raining down from above onto Angels of Death.
Bunch of ultimates now used though here from Mighty AOD as Flashlucks have only lost Eunice.
See that Fleta goes low, and Kisu coming off the respawn immediately there to back him up. The barrage raining down there, trying to find a target, but the right click is there from the Diva to deny the majority of the damage coming out. As AOD still hold on to this point, 76% Flashlucks, despite winning a lot of these skirmishes, have not been able to cap it.
Diva.
Yeah, nice chase forward from Thorncut, takes out Fleta, takes out Kisu, and now AOD have complete control.
Dismantled the pharmacy by himself, did the Diva. Nicely done as Karv's just going to play clean up. Massive control now. Mighty AOD is 94%. They might even be able to cap it just straight up from here. They can get Flashlights all the way out and grab themselves a pretty easy first game.
There you go.
That's it.
No one able to respawn in time to get there. So AOD, it looked a little bit rough, trading back and forth. The skirmishes were very much going, either side, depending on the fight. I mean, Flashlights, a lot of great, barrages coming down from Fleta, rockets consistently landing, but they just couldn't get the cap coming through. And that's the problem with running the Pharah on a point like that. It's contained, it's indoors.
Exactly.
You have very limited avenues of approach to insert that Pharah where it matters the most. You can't get her onto the point safely.
And I was going to mention this as well, because it felt like, yes, I understood the idea, right? That pharmacy comp worked so well for the second point. Got them that momentum shift to grab themselves that game, but if you don't have the composition that suits the map, you're not going to be able to find the win. And comfort only gets you so far, Achilleos. If you're comfortable in a small box in the second time around, I mean, you're still in a small box,
It doesn't change the situation.
It certainly does not.
All right,
it's a very odd analogy, but I hope you guys at home managed to pick that one up, as it is going to be 1-0 now in favor of AOD, but this is what we were expecting.
I mean, honestly,
well, actually, not.
It's a little bit the opposite.
Yeah, the control should have gone possibly to Flashlucks.
Yeah, I was thinking that would be the point where they could pick up maybe a map, considering that it was 3-1 last time around. It was Nepal that they won on, but losing out here definitely doesn't spell good tidings for Flashlucks as we move into our hybrid map first of the day. So Nimbani, Eichenwald, and Kings Row all in the pool, and it's going to be Kings Row.
Felt it. Pub Smithy was upset that he didn't get to cast Kings Row yesterday. Now, my first hybrid map is going to be Kings Row. The dream.
All right. Well, we'll see how this goes. This was Mighty's choice last time around when these guys squared off, so I think that they're rather okay with this being the map selection. They had a fantastic hold in front of the third point inside the Foundry. Kind of against all odds, stopping that payload from moving forward, and they were able to come back in, swiftly cap point A, and shove it all the way to the end. So this really could go to either side. Both teams did look competitive on Kings Row, but Mighty, again, were the ones that come out on top.
Yeah. Well, see whether they can do it one more time here.
I mean, if Flash could go ahead and tie this up, make this series competitive, that would be very good for them, even if they lose it moving into the lower bracket. They don't want to get just swept out in that 0-3 loss.
And hybrid maps have been something that Flashlucks have been good at, so we'll see whether once again they're going to be able to be successful, or whether it's going to be Mighty AOD taking us to set point.
I get it.
And here we are, Kings Row for match number 2. Flashlights looking to get themselves on the board. We'll see what composition they are going to bring out. Probably not the pharmacy once again.
No. To start off this, Kings Row not going to be the most pharmacy-friendly map that you could have.
I like things that are more pharmacy-friendly, you know. Sometimes you need that medicine.
It's interesting to see Kings Row in this line. I've been playing the new PvE mode all day yesterday while watching the cast. So, have to readjust to Kings Row post-robotic takeover.
I haven't had a chance to play it just yet, but hearing your explanation means that I probably won't, because I'm not very good at this game. So I'm going to admit it to you right now that I'm a Torbjorn main, because I don't know how
Torbjorn's
to
one of
shoot
the
people.
Torbjorn's one of the primary characters in the new PvE mode. So
well,
there
actually,
you
I
go.
think I'm more main Torbjorn's turret.
Okay.
Because I don't seem to do very much when I'm a dwarf.
He makes a cameo appearance, so there you go.
Yeah, exactly. He was just I just emote spam, you know.
Just sit there
and say funny
spray
stuff.
things on the floor while your molten core kills everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know how it goes.
I spray IKEA construction from the floor, of course.
Perfect.
There's going to be the scout.
Oh, yeah, Sleep actually goes low as he's trying to scout out. And Grieve is going to push forward here with this Widowmaker. Already gets a nice headshot in onto Fleta. Takes him low. He'll get popped back up here by Kisu and Eunice.
Yeah, interesting that they've actually committed to this. Often you see Widowmaker jumping back, switching over, but no.
We've seen this a couple times. I mean, usually you go for the opening snipe and then maybe rotate off, but Grieve wants to play this a bit further forward. Likely would just be for this first point if they can cap it. If they fail to cap it, I expect that we will see a swap coming through, but there we go.
Veil.
Yeah, it gets flanked by Veil, takes him out with the Helix Rockets, and now Veil going to have a very nice high ground advantage, and doesn't have to peel back as that Discord over from Liftq comes through.
Yep,
So
there's now no
the
mech
swap.
available here as Wiso needs to charge that one back up. We'll do so very quickly.
Yeah, Grieve is just going to match here on the Soldier. Doesn't want to opt in for the Widowmaker again, so I'll just go ahead and change things up. So that not the full dive comp that you would expect to see, given that Zenyatta is in the game. There's no Genjis on either side, which is a little bit shocking here. As you can see Liftq going to go ahead and have to kite backward.
Yeah, Fate actually can't get out of there either as Veil's going off right now on this Soldier. Thorncut just going to get taken out of his suit and then taken out of the game.
I mean, not only Veil, but Fleta already going to have the Graviton Surge available for him. And you can see he's sitting in the base of the statue, going to wait for them to push through the choke point, can throw it into the wall, lock them in.
Going for the cheeky invisible Graviton Surge.
Oh, he's going to get spotted out now, so.
Yeah, good barrier comes in as he's also going to shield himself up.
I know that something's going on, but already still just maintaining 100% energy is Fleta, so if he can just get that beam down onto Dame or Liftq, he will absolutely destroy them in a matter of seconds. Now you can see, there we go, the dive comp completed his Grieve, his swap yet again, but there we go. Sound barrier comes through, pulse bomb thrown down, not going to find anything, so Dame not picking up much.
Yeah, a lot of ultimates here as Mighty AOD looking to try and get that final tick here as there's the self-destruct, but not too much going to come out. Graviton Surge doesn't do enough either. There's the dash kill coming through from the Genji on Karu. Actually had another switch. Liftq actually going to grab a few though as Mighty AOD look to be controlling this point now and should be able to get that final tick.
Yeah, just need to go ahead and finish off Wiso. They get it, and that will be the capture. So 4 minutes, 15 seconds on the clock for them to go ahead and push this payload to the second.
Not a bad hold though from Flashlights, all things considered.
It started off really well. Veil was doing a very good job with that Soldier 76 to maintain control, but once he gets taken down, the DPS just not there from Flashflux. At that point, you're very reliant on Fleta to come up with the kills at high energy, and it's just not nearly reliable enough, so Flashflux do have to go ahead and give away that point. Only have the Earth Shatter at the moment, but Angel to Death had to expend quite a bit to get that push themselves, so only going to have the Dragon Blade, which, speaking of which, we're going to see that one popped out, goes into the back side. Earth Shatter comes down, but will be blocked off by Modern, but he still gets cut down as Grieve just slices and dices away.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what that Pulse Bomb was trying to do either now, as you can see DM dancing through. In fact, just threw it out celebratorily, I think, as it is going to be a bit of a wipe here for Mighty AOD. Now DM just looking to grab all these stragglers as Veil's running away, but look at this push, so far up.
Yeah, they're trying to get just those staggered kills coming through, try to take out Liftq and delay that Ana, or try to take off Kisu rather.
Yep, safety though has been established here by Flashlights as they look to try and get towards this payload, but this street space has been so good for Mighty AOD. That payload looking like it's on autopilot right now as the self-destruct does fly down. Not going to grab any kills, not even zoning all that well here as Fate throws out the Flame Strike and is able to take down Modern. In fact, Fleta gets nano boosted. He's trying to beam them all down. Doesn't have a whole lot of charge, but does get at least Fate now. Wiso falling down in response. Couple of kills here already, but Flashlock's doing what they can. Graviton Pulse, massive, but no follow-up. Karav's only able to grab Kisu.
The sound barrier eats so much of the damage that was coming through from Flashlux, and now AOD can just go ahead and clean up houses. Creep goes in with yet another Dragon Blade. Helps take them down, and I really actually want to highlight Thorncut there with that self-destruct because it forced Modern to turn around, block it with a shield to keep himself alive, and that opened up for so much damage to come in on the backside. So taking down that Reinhardt was really crucial for the Angels of Death, and now they're going to continue this push already halfway. Here as that pin comes in, Modern gets finished off, and now there's no one here to block this Earth Shatter. If Fate can just line it up, you can see Flashlight's already suffering so many losses, having to peel back. There's just not even a good enough target here.
Oh, this desperation coming out from Flashlights as they're trying to buy time for the respawn on Modern. He is going to find his way back, but I'm not sure whether it's going to be quick enough. As now all these respawns need to be waited for one more time. Flashlights might have one more opportunity. They've got some ultimates, but it's just not looking good as Mighty AOD is so strong. No pin to be found.
Well, Fate's actually going to get pinned himself. Throws out the Earth Shatter. He catches him on the back and just locks down multiple members of Flashlights, and that's going to be the cleanup. Starting to come through here from Kareem. See that Dragon Blade yet again. Gets popped out, finds Modern, finds Eunice. This should just be the cleanup for Angels of Death to try to finish this push. 1.91 meters left to go for them to go ahead and cap this one. They have so much time in the bank. This is a war of attrition that Angels should certainly win.
Vale, he's being a hero right now. There's so much damage. He even got nano boosted as well, as the barrier is going to stop the Reinhardt from taking too much damage. Modern now throwing this one down. Flashlight, the last ditch effort. Oh, there's going to be the pin into the wall as DM's able to take down Modern on the backside. Vale grabs one as well though, and it is going to be Flashlights getting a few kills, but it's relatively even. Sleep still alive. Kisu there as well. Went relatively low, but is able to get himself back up. As Vale is the hero that Flashlights need.
Absolutely popping off here on the Tracer. They were only able to barely push it, inched forward for half a second here for Angels of Death. And Creep gets taken down off the backside. Vale finds him yet again, and you said it, but I'm going to have to say it again. Vale, the hero right there for Flashlights, keeping the hopes alive. Minute 45 left on the clock, so still plenty of time to be worked with here for Mighty.
Yeah,
Flashlights, if they could pull off this hold.
So valuable as well, because that would have been a massive time bank for AOD if they were able to push that one all the way through. Vale really saving their life here, and this is sort of a flash of what we saw from him yesterday against the Freakin' Freaks, but now Thorncut does have that self-destruct. We'll see how he's going to use it. There's the nano boost actually onto the Zarya. Fleta, oh, he's going to be taken down so low. Throws down the Graviton Surge, and so many kills on both sides.
He got two.
AOD getting destroyed. Fate and Thorncut, the only ones still there as they've got no supports, and there it is. They still able to lock down the capture, but that was so close.
I mean, the pin on Nuiso at the end there was so crucial. Fate just charging forward, making sure that the D.Va couldn't just hover around the payload, delay even further for the respawns. So good target lockdown here from the Reinhardt, but Flashlights bought themselves a lot of time. That was almost a 3-minute time bank coming in for Angels of Death. They lose a considerable amount of it, but now Flashlights have to shove all the way to point C to tie this up.
Yeah, it's sort of a good news story, but actually pretty difficult one here. As AOD, we know when they're on the offensive, they look very, very strong. So we'll see whether they are going to be able to transition that into their defensive play next time around.
And we'll see. I mean, the heat is on for Flashlights. Having to go all the way to the end of Kings Row is not an easy task. Minute and 6 seconds left in the bank for Mighty. So Flashlights, they're going to have to be putting on one hell of a show.
Yeah. I'm not going to see any of that pharmacy coming out for this first capture.
Yeah, there's just no way that we see that one coming out. Likely just going to be Vale starting off with a Widowmaker. We'll see if he wants to go for the one pick or if he will play forward toward the movie theater.
I did like what Karv did, just sort of give it one death, you know, on the Widowmaker, push all the way up if you can.
Yeah, I think that's the best strategy to use, especially in pro play, and even in competitive, if you're playing online. I'm sure your team's probably raging at you for playing Widowmaker, so you give them one death.
They're raging at me for playing just in general. I mean, it doesn't really bother me too much, you know?
You get used to it. Oh dear, like the kid in high school that always gets picked on, and you're just kind of like,
yeah, like we're
resigned to
we're
it at
in
this
PE
point.
and we're like playing dodgeball or something like that, and it's like, oh, sorry, Max, these teams are uneven. We can't actually pick you at all, you know. And I'm like sitting off to the end.
Oh, all
Bale!
right. Well, there we go.
Headshot.
Yeah, very nice start here, taking out Sleep already. He'll be able to zip his way back to the point, but Flashlogs might get a nice shove forward here to start things off already. You know, trying to snipe out, see if there's anybody coming in from the flank. Really worried about the Alderworth right now, but Angels of Death, they've gone ahead, they've peeled back into the choke point. Now they're going to try to re-enter.
Wow. This could be a very big cap. Already getting 2 ticks. The third actually coming up here.
There's nobody on it.
Massive attack here to get themselves in. Headshots flying through. Diva doing his very best to get this Widowmaker off this point, but it's not happening. Fate actually able to get Modern though, as Karib's able to pick one up, and Mighty AOD finding the defensive kills that they need. Vale eventually taken out of Sleep. He's going to be able to get rid of that mech.
Yeah, they finally get him, and that's going to be a very delayed team kill coming through for Angels of Death, but not without severe consequence. Already 2 ticks on the control meter, just a minute into that push from Flashlock. So you can just see just how crucial these openings from Vale can be, and that's why he's going to go ahead and stick with this Widowmaker for another pass. Almost has the ultimate available as well. 96%, one more hit would go ahead and get that for him. There we go, a headshot goes through onto Thorncut, takes him down, but the burst heal coming through from LiftQ.
Yeah,
Give that nano boost as well.
This could be huge potentially for Thorncut if he can keep that charge up. Does have it at about 90% as he's beaming everyone down. Mighty AOD with the destruction. And that was huge. They invested a fair bit. Nice play here from Mighty AOD on the defense.
I mean, the only thing they really had to put into that was going to be the nano boost from Thorncut. He still has a Graviton Surge.
Well, yes.
They have so many ultimates available, and Fate is not too far behind with the Earth Shatter. Grief getting slept here on the point. Not going to be too detrimental, as you can see, but the Graviton Surge comes through.
On 6 members, it is going to be the answering self-destruct just to get everyone out. Beautiful defensive play here from AOD, nullifying all of the follow-up.
And they get Eunice, so that's going to be a crucial one to stop out Flashlux on the push, following back, taking out Weeso. And you can see Flashlux, they keep pushing forward, they keep trying to make these plays. There's a really well set up Graviton Surge from Fleta, but the sound barrier there to answer Fate. Perfectly healthy with the shield, able to just go ahead and body block the majority of the damage. So they hold on strong, and now it's a minute and a half left that Flashlux have to deal with. Graviton Surge coming through the statue,
there
finds them all!
Through the wall there at the same time as Mighty AOD look to be able to do no wrong on this defense. 1 minute 20 on the clock, and now Flashlogs could potentially be full held here on the first point.
It really is starting to look that way, and even if they're able to get the cap in the last couple seconds, they're not going to have that much time to work with to try to shove towards point B to the final, where they have to make it.
Looking for the flanking Earth Shatter here, hasn't actually been spotted out as Vale, I don't think, saw him.
No one has seen him yet. Oh, they finally see him. He throws it down, but he goes straight into the shield of Modern, so not going to find much. And this could be a nice advantage going over to Flashlock's Modern, tossing out that Earth Shatter, does find Thorncut. They take him out with the self-destruct, but now Dame from the backside gets the nano boost on the tag visor, trying to fire away, but the Diva's coming forward, blocking off with the right click. He's only going to be able to get a little bit of damage in onto Modern, and now he's going to have to get out of dodge as he goes low.
Yeah.
Self-destruct yet again finds Eunice.
Ridiculous. How are these getting kills? It's for zoning coming out here for these guys, but nope, he's going to be able to lock one down. TM's going to fall though from Mighty AOD. That's a decent run back, and Flashlights with the man advantage might be able to find something here on this point. Zlipke doing his best to make sure his tanks stay as healthy as possible.
They need to pile in very quickly though. 15 seconds left on the clock. Just need to get 1/3 of the way to complete this, but again, the time bank is so very limited.
Yeah, going for the flanking Tracer switch here right at the end, and that is going to be the Graviton Surge. Nice sleep there onto Fleta, but he gets woken back up again. Flashlux, they're losing so many. They've only taken down Sleep. LiftQ's still alive. In fact, Sleep. Whoa, this is ridiculous. Mighty AOD with the full hold, and that's going to be it.
And now they're at match point. That's 2 maps already very swiftly snatched up here by Mighty. And just one more will go ahead and net them a win, net them a spot in Apex Season 3.
They can smell it. They can smell the Apex from here, Achilleos.
Somehow that's more disgusting than it should be, and it doesn't even make sense.
It smells great. I don't know what you're talking about.
But, all right. I mean, we knew that Mighty was going to be looking good in this matchup, but Flashlux.
Yeah, I think it's about time. It's about time for them to actually grab that one victory that they were able to get last time. I mean, they've got to start this reverse sweep where they can, but historically, these are not the maps that they're going to be winning on. And these are the maps that AOD have been able to win on in the past. It's the 2-point capture that's AOD's actually been able to shine on, even if momentum's not in their favor.
And again, I mean, it's so surprising to me that Hollywood was going to be the selection here from Flash Lux, or that Kings Row was the selection.
Yeah.
But they lost to AOD on this last time around. They still go for it. They still lose. Something like Nimbani would have been so much better for them. Eichenwald, maybe a bit of a Hail Mary, just kind of a random to see how AOD fares on that map. But they have wins on Nimbani in this tournament, taking down a Freak of Red, but they don't do it. But we're going to go to a break. When we come back, we'll have our third game and see if AOD can close this out with a 3-0.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Apex Overwatch Season 3 promotions. It is the Super Week, and Mighty AOD have come out super strong.
Yeah,
It was a 2-0 start.
Yeah, this has been a rough one here for FlashLux. AOD, I mean, they've looked pretty good throughout the duration of the tournament, taking down FlashLux 3-1, losing to X6, but still a very competitive series yesterday. Yeah. So certainly have been playing very well throughout the duration of this, and still continuing with that with a 2-0 start. Now on match point against FlashLux for the second time. A win on this 2-point capture will go ahead and push them forward into Apex Season 3. It'll be the third team that we have confirmed to be joining in later on.
This is perfect for Mighty AOD as well, because they have performed very, very well when it comes to these 2-point capture maps. So see whether they can just breeze their way, or whether it is going to be an attempted comeback. The reverse sweep potential from FlashLux. They denied a Freak of Freaks their reverse sweep yesterday. Maybe it's their time.
I mean, we had so many close calls yesterday, so many 5-game sets, whereas, on day one we had absolutely none. So it very well could happen. I don't think it's going to. But now actually, FlashLux going to be picking Volskaya Industries for our 2-point capture. So they actually lost to a Freak of Red yesterday on this map.
This was the beginning of almost the end for FlashLux.
Again, kind of odd to me that they keep picking into these maps that they have.
They have been doing it this whole tournament. It's almost like they're trying their very best to make it as difficult as possible. However,
certainly
see whether they know something that we don't.
I'm not sure if they know anything at all right now.
That is not what I was baiting you into.
Well, we'll see how they perform on this one. I mean, this point A, this is another spot where the pharmacy comp could come through
a lot of open space, I guess.
Yeah, so we'll see if Fleta wants to bring that one back out alongside Kisu. Try to take the first point. Opting that into second is going to be a bit risky, but again, Volskaya, these 2-point capture maps, something very snowbally, so the faster you get that first point, more likely it is that you'll get the second very swiftly and have that massive time bank. But odds are stacked against FlashLux right now.
This is what AOD are looking for. We'll see whether they can bring themselves to Apex Season 3.
I get it.
Welcome to the motherland.
Indeed.
Welcome.
Welcome to the motherland, I believe is what you mean. I love Volskaya Industries. It was always one of my personal favorites. But
oh no!
I know. See, I am actually like I'm the.
You're gonna make a great Apex caster.
I am the cardinal sin of Overwatch. It's literally what I am. I'm the guy that like tries to play Hanzo without even really knowing what his buttons do. Like
Hanamura's great. Wonderful map. Well designed.
It's almost as good as Temple of Anubis, in my opinion.
2-point capture's the best.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't understand any of the other maps. I need to go to here and stand on it. Perfect.
Oh dear. What's this payload thing? Why is it moving?
Why do we have to capture it first? Can I just get in the car? I don't know why I have to use that stupid voice in order to make that happen. FlashLux looking to set themselves up. No pharmacy comp to come out. Vale just looking to occupy that high ground on the soldier. Like the tactic. Fleta wanting to have another performance like he did yesterday on the Tracer. His Tracer was looking really, really good.
Well, look at this. Greaves going to start things off here with the Widowmaker. We've seen what this can do on Volskaya, namely from Taimu during Apex.
Looking for the flank. I like it.
Going to wrap around and hope to God that nobody is nearby. The rest of the team will be pushing in, so we get some ideas of where FlashLux is playing at. And they're actually kind of playing a bit scattered. Usually we see a lot of group ups coming through on the high ground off the right side of the point, but already you can see that Mexico get popped. There we go. Greaves lining up two, taking down Wiso and Kisu. Getting some shots in onto this Winston. He's going to have to back off, maybe even just go down. He had no way to sustain through that one. So he will fall. And actually FlashLux, despite losing several members to that Widowmaker, they trade back pretty nicely here onto Angels.
Nice highlight play, but yeah, you're right. He's actually going to switch out onto the Soldier now as well as Mighty AOD. Actually getting themselves on this point quite nicely, despite the fact that they lost a whole bunch.
Yeah, that's just because Damon and Thorncut were still alive. Able to go ahead and knock Wiso out of the mech to take him down, so it's actually just going to be the cap. 3 minutes just about on the clock here for Angels, and now 7 to go ahead and net themselves this second point. So this is going to be one hell of a hold from Flashlux if they can pull it off. But the odds, they're already stacked against them, but even more so now, tenfold you'd have to say.
Thankfully though, Flashlux probably not going to get snowballed on here. They were able to all respawn as that point was being captured. So none of these follow-up kills, as DM now with the sneaky tracer tactics, getting himself around the side.
I mean, there's also just so many swaps coming through. You can see Kareem shifting over to the Soldier, Thorncut now on that Roadhog, so they don't have the ult economy. AOD to try to just snowball this one, so that does give Flashlux a little bit of breathing room, but not when Weeso automatically gets popped out of his mech and taken down by Dame. That's going to be really rough stuff.
Yeah, immediately actually. Fleta is able to answer though, as both of the supports are now dead for Mighty AOD. It's a long run back for them to get there and support their team. DM now dancing on this point, but he's got no follow-up. Roadhog is at least able to keep himself relatively healthy, but Flashlux looking okay for now. Fate able to take one out. Mighty AOD still holding on here.
Dame's going really low. Had that recall, but he wasn't going to get much HP back for it, so actually does die. So he finishes off Eunice with that Primal Rage, and I'm surprised that they actually committed that one forward. It looked like Mighty wanted to just push in, build up more ults for themselves, than take it one fell swoop once the supports came back in, but actually popping that one costs AOD quite a bit.
Yeah, Kareem actually holding on to his tack visor right now, waiting for Lift Q to get that extra 40%. See whether they can use that. The nano boost, get themselves some more kills and try and take this one down. Kisu does have that nano boost himself. They do have Sound Barrier coming up very soon as Self-Destruct is there too. In fact, 4 ultimates will be available, 5 for Flashlux extraordinarily soon. Nano Blade done at the same time.
Oh, but that's going to be a really rough way to start things off. Thorncut with a wrap around the sneaky Roadhog coming through it. Kareem pops that tack visor, comes in from the sidelines, takes out Bale and Fleta. The DPS members of Flashlux completely eliminated before the sound barrier can come down, and he still finds Eunice. The triple kill going over to the Soldier, and now with a whole hog coming out, just trying to push any remaining members of Flashlux off the point. That's going to be 2 ticks acquired from Mighty.
Yeah, Bale's going to be taken down, and this is going to be this. Mighty AOD again with fantastic attack on these 2 points, as Weeso is able to at least stall it for the moment, but it's got so little to go. I'm not sure whether they're going to make it. Mighty AOD just so stalwart in their defense of this point now that they've got themselves on there. No one's dead. Flashlux now with only 3 remaining. They've got an emergency May, but Fleta falls down. Everyone's falling, and seems like only a matter of time, but thankfully Flashlux are staggering this one quite nicely.
It's so
but
close,
look
though.
at this. Fate gets 2 already, taking down the mech, and of course the Diva at the same time. Dio takes down Eunice, and that could be a big deal.
Yeah, really well timed on the Primal Rage here from Modern to try to buy more time. The Pulse Bomb not going to find anything, and he's just swinging away, but he will go down in the end, and it's just 1/2 of a second of a tick. There we go. They step off for just that small, that minute amount of time, and the cap comes through from Mighty. A decent consumption of the time bank for Flashlux, but still just getting stomped out overall. They're going to have one hell of an attack,
and that
or
should
else
have been
this first
so
month 5 is going to be over.
It should have been so much more difficult for Mighty AOD as well, because Flashlux
had all the ultimates
and so much time to set up there as well. But that one hook gets rid of that nano boost, and just looked like everything fell apart from there. It's like they had a plan, and then the plan got completely obliterated by one angry Roadhog. Thorncut playing very, very well, but when it comes down to these minute plays, it's very important. Flashlux scrambling from that point. We'll see whether their attack run's going to be better. Oh my goodness, I've turned into Doa just quoting Star Wars. This is fantastic.
Oh no.
I am an Overwatch caster after all.
It's begun. So, I mean, if you're turning into Doa, I guess I have to turn into Monte Cristo.
Oh, yes, that's true.
All right, the West sucks. I'm going to go cast Overwatch League, but Koreans are good at everything.
I didn't really want to say yes, mostly because I didn't know what you were going to actually say, you know, and I'm known as this real PC type caster, and it's just, it's not really helping me. I'm not going to be all that conversational. Unfortunate.
Oh, man.
But we'll see whether Mighty AOD can get themselves the hold here. Flashlux going for that pharmacy on the attack. No surprises there, as Fleta was fantastic. Second point, Nepal.
This is going to be interesting to watch. You can see, as we mentioned, Pharmacy Comp likely coming through here on the attack. Flood and Kisu ready to go, trying to operate in that open space at point A. But Fleta, he needs to have one hell of a performance. This needs to mirror what we saw from him on Lijiang.
Yeah.
If they're going to come away with this one. Boop coming through, not really going to connect, and he's not hitting too many of these rockets either, so going to be a bit delayed building up on that barrage. Going to have to push in closer, which just makes it all the more deadly for him because Kariv is back in on the soldier.
Yeah, look, trying to sit back with that high ground with all that cover as well to take down the Pharah, but Fleta staying relatively low to the ground and just trying to harass where he can. Liv Q actually going down very low as Vale. Taken out by Kariv. Mighty AOD starting this one off nicely. Kariv's just going off in this last point. That's going to be the suicide as Wisto just wants to get a reset. Start this one again.
Yeah, and just like no picks really coming through for Flash Lux. You can see Fleta 41% towards that barrage, where on Lijiang that would have been about 80% by now. So different map. And you have to expect the mentality of Flash Lux has been likely shattered a bit.
Yeah, and relatively unanswered as well as Kariv on this high ground. Rockets flying through as Fleta is getting boosted, but can't quite find the targets that he's looking for.
Yeah.
Vale dancing in, and they do want to try and answer this soldier that's been so pesky.
They're wrapping around from the right side. They're going to drop back down onto the low ground and try to just find a flank opportunity. Vale pushing in, going to be looking for Unis. They can find.
Oh, Fleta in trouble actually, but getting healed back up.
Lift you going low. One more hit would do it. Finally finds it with the help of Unis. They take him down.
But Winston's dead as well. DM was able to answer, so it's a 1-for-1. Kariv actually, good angle here from Fleta to try and take down the soldier, and is going to be able to do so with that ground rocket.
Yeah,
DM dancing back, good dash there, avoids the rocket.
For sleep, gets that point blank shot, but the sound barrier comes through. Mighty
This is
just trying
huge
to buy as
from
much
Fleta.
time.
He's unanswered in the sky.
Yeah, we can see though the Winston, he's got something to say about it. He's going to be leaping in, trying to take him down, and with the help of Thorncut, they are able to do so. So that's going to stop the onslaught coming through from Fleta, from Flash Lux.
It was looking good for a moment there from Flash Lux, but unfortunately just couldn't get it on that push. But now, 5 ultimates up. They've got 40% or something on that Resurrect, but I mean, this is a lot of opportunity now.
Yeah, Thorncut's not playing the Roadhog, so maybe they can actually do something with these ultimates.
Yeah, true. And they don't have an honor either, so no need to worry about
Also
that.
quite true. Oh, Modern ready to go with that Primal Rage. Pack Visor coming through from Kariv, going to get blocked completely out here by that right click from the Diva.
Yeah.
Shield doing some work, but actually a sleep comes through onto Modern. He's got to pop the Primal Rage just to stay alive. Doesn't want to get taken down to the backside, and now Fleta's pushing in, has the barrage, finds the boop off onto Kariv. That's a nice start for him. Flies back into the air. Thorncut trying to finish him off, won't be able to do so.
Yeah,
and
Thorncut gonna be taken down as well. And here it is for Flash Lux. The attack is finally able to net themselves something, and they've got a lot of kills on this. We'll see whether Fleta can actually grab Sleep here, because that would be a huge deal. No. Actually goes for the fadeaway jump shot, but Sleep just decides he wants to get the reset, doesn't want to get staggered for too much longer. It looks like Flash Lux not necessarily able to get this one super quickly, and Mighty AOD have found themselves onto that second point, which is huge.
Yeah, it's 2 less minutes to work with than Mighty had, and already just a minute out from being tied in the time bank. So as long as AOD can hold this for a while, this will still give them the upper hand. But Lux, they didn't have to use too much to get that. Still have 3 ultimates available, including that res. Fleta goes down. They're not going to pop it yet. We'll hold on to this one for more of a timely push, but actually no, here we go. 3
nice
members
res.
dead, so he goes for that one, but Wiso immediately dies. Barrage coming down. Kariv just find 1. And going low, has that pulse bomb, but can't get into a position to pop it down onto Modern, would certainly kill the Winston, but instead just has to play from the ground floor, looking for Eunice, trying to take him out as he dashes into the barrier, goes into the corner. Recall coming through from Dame, keeps himself healthy, and they do take down that Lucio, so Flash Lux will be saved off.
Yeah, looked good for Flash Lux. That was a massive 3-man res coming out from Kisu, but Mighty AOD able to find their way back through. We've only got 25% left here on the Tactical Visor. LiveQ does have that nano boost if he needs it. This could be huge.
Yeah, I didn't like the use of the res, honestly. I think they should have just held it, waited to build up more ultimates like the sound barrier, and then push in with all of them together.
When it says 3 at the bottom of your screen, you're like, oh, the value.
The play of the game!
Oh, we need it!
I need that highlight clip so I can make front page of the Overwatch subreddit.
Exactly.
All right, well now pushing in. They're getting a nice zone back here. Yeah, boops him in the head, takes down Kariv. Rez ready to go, finds 2 targets. There we go, Kisu bringing him back up as he goes low. Does get taken out by LiveQ in the end with the biotic grenade. And AOD gonna try to answer back. They get rid of both of the healers as they hold firm. 3 minutes on the clock here. And AOD still relatively in complete control. Weeso, yeah, gonna go ahead, execute himself off the side of the map, just try to reset. But 3 ultimates, about to be 4 with the barrage coming in for Flash Lux. Will be matched by the Angels of Death.
Still that time to play with. 2.5 minutes, a little bit more here for Flash Lux to try and mount this attack. But look at that time bank. It's just weighing on their minds right now as AOD will have an extra 4 minutes, even if this is able to be capped.
It's dwindling very quickly here.
They're actually going for the switch here to the Genji. Want to try and get some Nanoblade action happening, but it's only got 19%, trying to build up that ult charge, but they just don't have the time. It's exactly what we were talking about here, and Mighty AOD just looking so strong on this point. There's the attack visor. Karib's able to take down Weeso, and then Eunice as well, just grenades him.
Triple kill.
This guy's a beast.
Yeah, Karib just popping off right now with the Soldier. Gets rid of both the healers plus the Diva. They do lose him in the end as Fleta picks that one up on his Genji, but still.
Deserves a rest, I think, after that.
Yeah, let's take a nap. He's an old man. He needs a rest every now and then.
Exactly. DM gets himself back onto the point. They continue this protection. Now, minute 45. Danger times. Wisu just trying to get himself in. Charge up. Does very almost have that self-destruct, and oh, good ice wall there as almost gets taken down, but he's going to get healed back up now. Kisu does have that nano boost.
They actually would have popped that
very
mech.
Close.
I think they would have popped that mech if the bionic grenade hadn't come in onto Weeso, so they do keep him alive, but yeah, you can see Kareem just showing that he can go ahead, be flexible, play to what his team needs, but that's going to be the Nanoblade coming through into the backside, looking for Sleep. He gets locked up into the corner, jumping around the walls, but it's not going to be enough to take him out to safety as Fleta cuts him down with that Genji. They follow up, they find LiftQ. Already fantastic openings here for Flash Lux, and self-destruct won't pop anything, but still 3 on the board, and they haven't lost anybody yet. It's a minute, they're on the point, but you see AOD trying to buy as much time as possible with Fate in that Primal Rage.
Yeah, got themselves onto the point with the self-destruct as well. It was really nice ultimate usage, and Fleta thought that the sound barrier was going to be enough to deny, but it's not happening. Blizzard comes out.
It's keeping him
not
off the
quite
point.
enough. Flash Lux are actually doing some work here as they've picked up 3 only with Modern falling down. I mean, that's a big tank, but this could be an opportunity. Still haven't got any ticks on this attack take, though, as Mighty AOD always find themselves on this point. Only 30 seconds to go. They do need to try and get themselves all back here if they want to try and wipe them out, but it's nicely done so far from Flash Lux, and they actually can't get themselves anything.
Look, that's going to be it, I think, here with the kills on the Fleta and Kisu. They're going to be so staggered trying to get back in. Just 14 seconds on the clock. It's down to the rest of the members of Flash Lux. They're trying to buy enough time. There's no Primal Rage from Modern. Vela has a Pulse Bomb, but that's not going to help him in the hold. Maybe if he could pick off a couple people with it, perhaps. They're going to go ahead, enter in onto the point. Modern dropping in, throws down the barrier. He's trying to chip away where he can, but there's still so much delay that can be had from AOD with this Mei, with this Diva.
Now the Dragon
coming
Blade.
through, but Fleta goes low, gets popped back up with the Bionic Grenade, and actually Kisu does a very good job of keeping the Genji alive, but he just still hasn't been able to do enough. Taking
No
out
support
Fate
left here
is
for
a nice
Mighty
start.
AOD. Could be an opportunity as overtime not ticking down just yet. Fleta trying to dance around on this Genji. They have found their way onto this point. They're trying to cap it. Remember, there's still 2 more ticks to go, but it's going up so fast.
They're finally getting a couple ones coming through. Fate's gonna have to jump in here. Here he goes, jumping into the point. Just a couple more seconds on this. Would buy Flash Lux a double cap.
Remember,
Fate
this
has
is
the
Mighty
Primal Rage.
AOD into Apex Season 3 if they can stave off this push from Flash Lux.
Gonna be Primal Rage versus Primal Rage. Fleta able to take out both of the forts on the side of AOD. They need to come back up, and Dame goes down.
Beautiful
The
sound barrier there
from
as
AOD
well.
now severely limited. It's all down to Karif, Fate, and Thorncut to try to buy as much time as they possibly can, but they are dropping like flies simultaneously.
Oh, Fate's got
couple
slept.
more seconds would do it. They just need to stay on the point, take out these members of AOD, pushing in. One more half a second would find the second cap here for Flash Lux. They take out everybody that's dashing around. You can see Dame going in, the last-ditch effort from Mighty. He falls, and Flash Lux, they're finally able to get the cap, but they have 0 time on the clock at the end.
And this is the terrifying part, because you're excited, you're like, Flash Lux, finally! Looking like they're able to get something done, and then you have a look at that time bank, and it's like 0 to 4. And that's
Yeah, it's
4
not great.
minutes. You know, it just doesn't feel that good. However, crazy things have happened to Kilios. We'll see whether Flash Lux can utilize this, but I mean, this is where AOD shine. And they can smell it. They can smell the Apex still, and it does smell good.
It's still, yeah, it looks so good for them. They bought so much time for themselves against Flashlux there. Kareev doing a nice job swapping over to the Mei, but fortunately for those guys, can't close it out. And Flashlux, they keep their hopes alive, but barely so. They have to hold off AOD for basically 4 straight minutes on point A.
Yeah. This is extraordinarily frightening.
You can see, not really going to be changing things up. Nothing like the Desperation Torbjorn coming in. So just going to be single DPS. That side damage coming in from Fleta as he's over onto the Roadhog. So going to try to isolate targets and lock them down. And honestly, there's a couple squishies that they could pick off. Lift, Q, Sleep, and Dame all will go down with that one shot. And you see Kareev, he said, you know, we have plenty of time in the bank. I can opt into this Widowmaker again. So feels comfortable enough to go for this. We'll see if he can find any opening picks off the ledge he wanted to connect in on.
Yeah, opting for the different route. Not going to go for that scary flank. Just looking to stand behind his team. This pseudo dive comp that Mighty AOD.
Oh, there you go.
Wow. Okay. Never mind.
All right. Well.
Right. That was Achilles. Team, please respond.
I'm sorry.
Did the game break?
Mighty AOD, welcome to Apex Season 3. Closing out the 3-0.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, I hope you guys at home didn't blink because you might have missed it.
I certainly did. We were watching something completely different there, Achilles.
I have no idea what Flashlux was doing. They were playing